So, when
Sorry for the inconvenience.
yeah, technical difficulties there. Um, but basically, I don't know if you had this problem, but one of the biggest reasons why I didn't hang out with a lot of other homosexuals is because of the drama that was usually involved with it. Um, and of course, when you're young, yes, it's very interesting and fun and da da da. But eventually, you have to grow up, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
want better for yourself.
You do.
Um, and that's when you really have the test of who's really going to be your friend in your life and is really caring about your well being, or was just there. I was taught at a very young age some people are in your life for a season and some people are there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And
I learned to compartmentalize some of my friends. You got your drug friends.
yeah,
You got your real friends.
some
You
friends
got your
only use for
you got your
certain
be on the
things.
block friends. You got everybody is in a different category,
Hmm.
and everybody can't be around everybody because
Right.
somebody always feels some type of way. But baby, we're not a high school.
No.
I could be friends with whoever I want to be friends with, long as it stays in the realm of that. That's it. If I got a problem with her, or you got a problem with her,
Doesn't mean
and
that
I'm
you
in,
have to have a problem
that
with
I have to
her
have a problem with that person.
because that's your problem. Now that goes back to I totally lost what I was saying. Sorry about that, guys.
Really.
Um, but that basically goes back to yeah, like I was saying, if you have a problem with a person, and I I'm not built to be malicious. I can't just be mean to somebody
Yeah,
just
I can't.
because
I can't do it.
somebody else is
Not
mad at
unless you piss
them.
me off to that
Right,
point.
because you did something to me. But
Mm-hmm.
even then, I'm gonna be petty, but still forgive you the next day, and that's just being real. But I've noticed, especially in the homosexual community, let's go back to the word real, okay? Number one, and loyalty. Because I've noticed that in the gay community, there's a lot of lack of loyalty. What I mean by that is I'll go back to earlier how the gay community, it's advancing now, but me growing up, it was very segregated. Um, you had your twinks with your twinks and your chubs with your chubs, bears with bears, and it's like,
The straights with the straights.
yeah, it was like a fraternity. You had a frat basically. So I'm very glad it's more integrated now. Like the kids really don't know how easy they have it today
Yeah,
compared to us growing up and
because
dealing what we're dealt with.
you remember some of us in this case, this LGBT community got three strikes. One, we're young. Two, we're black. And three, they're gay. And then there's a poster that was on my Facebook that I reshared where there's this one black guy in the middle. On one side, you got the gang, got a gun to his head. And then on the other side, you had the police to his head. Oh, black and gay. Black and gay. So,
And it's so funny that you say that because growing up, that was my biggest worry is becoming that average statistic. So in my case, yes, I was Latino, so which made me a minority. I was openly gay, and I was in foster care in my life. So in society's eyes, I was what do you call it? Institutionalized.
mm-hmm.
So usually with people like that, there's only two things that will happen: is that they'll end up on the streets in a street gang, or in jail, or in death. And I remember saying that every single day, like, I do not want to be your average statistic. And it really bothered me that there was even a statistic about that. Um, and why was there a statistic about being gay and dying? Well, let's tell you why. Because the kids now would not ever be able to walk what we walked and
They
not
wouldn't.
cry.
They would
And
never.
they're
They don't know
too
how.
sensitive.
Yeah, they do not know how it is to be bullied in school, to be
They
picked
wouldn't have
at.
the tough
To,
skin that we
cause
have.
baby, listen, the bullies back in the days
Yes.
compared to the bullies today.
Mm-hmm. Honey,
Trust me.
I've had Nair put in my shampoo just because I was gay.
I used to get jumped every day after high school and middle school for just being who I am.
yes, I've had teachers
I
tell
got
me I
jumped
was
by a whole park, a whole neighborhood jumped up like
just for
shit
being
went wrong.
happy in your skin. And the funny and the sad part about it is 9 times out of 10 the people that I would jump on were the same nationality as I am. Same color.
It's always this black community. It's always we shun.
Not only the black,
We always
because
shun certain things.
Spanish community is very, very similar to the African American community, and yes, it was definitely taboo and shunned. So that's why we were mostly closeted. A lot of blacks and Hispanics are closeted. They start off that way. But and I started off that. I didn't. Well, I'm not gonna say I started off closeted because that would be a total lie. I was stealing my sister's Barbie dolls at like 5 years old. But I learned to use being closeted to be safe and making sure that you were able to come home every day.
And see, when you say something like that, we also have to go back into this is how I feel. I don't have to show you public affection. I don't have to.
That's something that should be behind a closed door, anyways.
I mean,
whether it be a heterosexual relationship,
no, not necessarily. If you with your, my thing is, if you with your mate, show your affection. That's no problem with it. Show your affection, because if I'm in my don't give a fuck mode, and I'm with my man in the streets, I'm gonna hug and kiss on him, whatever. I don't give a damn. But see, on another hand, you also got to be mindful of other people and kids and where you. It depends on the setting and the time of the setting.
I
of where
also
you
think the type
are.
of kiss. If it's a peck, sure, but if you're full on making out like you're
yeah,
about
that's
to have
just too
sex,
much. Yeah, that's just too much. Holding hands, that ain't too much. Nothing like
No.
that. But again,
But
you gotta
obviously
remember.
you should know what should belong in the bedroom and
and
what
what
could be in public.
Right.
And hopefully you guys know and don't have to be schooled on that. But then again, you have a lot of entrepreneur fighters. The millennial kids,
gay activists.
the millennial kids definitely have a voice, and I can definitely appreciate. But that voice also needs a backbone.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of millennial kids. Okay. Wasn't because it was so open for the millennial kids, and you can see it on TV and stuff. It's not.
So what do you mean by when you say the millennium kids?
Millennial kids is anybody who was born in the 21st century.
Okay.
Who is able to watch RuPaul's Drag Race on national TV. I was honestly able to watch RuPaul get roasted for the first time when she walked out on was MTV Awards or some sort of award show. So RuPaul came a long way. Anyways, growing up, you didn't see drag queens on a show, and it was taboo. You rarely saw gays, and if it was to mock us. Yet we allowed it,
And see, that's a lot of things that go on in the gay community that the homosexual communities like using. When they say coins, that come from us. Shade come from us. A lot of things that these straight heterosexual people are saying, a lot of slang, it really comes from our culture, and they just take it and just started using it.
For.
But yeah, you use our slang words and everything else like coins and all the other type of shit.
And
then want to bash us.
Not even.
But you want to use our terminology.
Not even know that the blood, sweat, and tears that actually went into you be able to use that terminology. Do you know how many people died in Stonewall and fought for our rights? Like, seriously. And it's not even about fighting for rights. Because, in my opinion, yes, we are gay, but we're no better than, no less than. Which means, okay, I understand about equality in marriage and everything, but don't be greedy and try to ask for more. We're still human at the end of the day.
Right.
They get the point. Get what you can get now. Because what will happen is if you ask for more, guess what? Now all that shit's being taken away. So I feel like as the gay community progresses, because I think there's like three more alphabets that were added to it, Q, R, Z. I don't know, but
they added
they're just adding more
to it.
It's next thing that's gonna be the whole alphabet, but
straight from A to Z.
And I appreciate that. But if you're going to do that, you definitely need to start educating these children, and making sure us older queens or older gays, whoever, need to take the responsibility and making sure that we are guiding our future, because these are the people that are going to take care of us when we're old. So hell, I'm damn sure gonna instruct you how to take care of me the right way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or present yourself the right way so you're able to live a long, fruitful life. Um, because society has made us like. It's funny that you mentioned The Walking Dead, but I do think about that with homosexuality, because that's how it was back in the day. Like, you were miserable, so you looked
Yes.
dead.
The Walking Dead.
We were the Walking Dead. We were the
Walking
original
Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay, bitch. Get into it. But anyways, like, now it's like you are able to see a 7-year-old transgender who is transitioning on TV, and it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that's cool. But what about actual homosexuals? Not the flamboyant ones, men.
Just the real discreet ones.
Yeah.
Because what you do behind your closed doors don't need to be broadcast.
Don't
That's
pillow
why it's
talk,
always
baby.
it's need.
That's so
That's why it's
expensive.
always seen to be. It's better to be seen than heard.
Mm-hmm.
Better to be seen than motherfucking heard.
And 9 times out of 10, the people that you're pillow talking to are just waiting for you to your downfall so they can take what you have. I've learned that. I was a very gullible, gay little boy.
Young, dumb, and full of cum.
Who you telling me? And just
We both was. Shit, 'cause I know I was.
I was too.
Okay.
And anybody who showed me attention, I was already in love. And this is how it was.
Because and that's what happens when you come out in this gay community. You come out with different crowds, and then to be honest with you, I came out with a crowd that was just so motherfucking messy as fuck and cutthroat. I don't regret coming out with that crowd no more, because they got me ready for the other gays in the world. Because when I was 6 years old, when I was like 15 and 16, my first best friend, I thought me and him was the only two gay people in the world. I swear for God, I thought we was the only two gay people in the world.
And it's so funny.
Until I got introduced to a whole new limelight.
I've been pretty much gay all my life, and I have a very close friend. Actually, I don't know if I should say this story. It's not going to get back to him. I hope not. But
Yes, so we'll see.
Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler.
Anyways, so I have this childhood friend whom I really, really consider a brother. I didn't know he was bisexual, but he knew I was gay the whole time. And mind you, it's kind of fucked up, but I had a crush on him the whole time.
Really?
And I'm like, bitch, why didn't you tell me earlier? Like,
all that and all
then
that.
some.
So.
But you better get into it, honey. No, we're brothers
Hey,
now.
Professor Ogilvy.
How you doing?
Nikki Parker.
Over here. That's your daughter.
Yeah. It's me, Nikki Parker.
Hi, Professor
Ogilvy.
Y'all don't know about that. Y'all kids don't know about
Y'all
that.
know about that.
That was a true show. But it's just like us older queens really have to take and self evaluate on how we want our future, right? So do we want a bitter person that they know you were bitter to them, take revenge on you while you're frail and weak? And no. Or how does it go? Treat others the way that you wanted to be treated.
Treat people how you want to be treated.
So when you first came out into the world and into the gay world, and you were scared and naive, you wanted somebody to take you under their wings and guide you the right way, right?
Of course.
So why wouldn't you do that to another person? Why? Because they're taking your spot? You're afraid
but that goes back to all this competitive shit.
Exactly.
Why everybody got to be competitive? I stay in my own lane.
And see, and I don't blame drag queens. I blame pageants, the pageantry system.
Oh, every time, so they always got the fixed pageants.
Oh my God.
Nobody really can win. And if you're really, really popular, you always win the pageant, and you spend $400-$500 on a pageant packet only to lose or become runner up or the third finalist.
And that's why I say it's so unfair, because being in pageants, even performing as a drag queen, that's an expensive lifestyle. Okay, it's not cheap. And when you do pageants and you're spending, $2,500 just on your gown, okay, your evening gown. That's not including the DJ or the song that you have to download. That's not including your travel if you're traveling from a different state, your stay there, and everything else like that for it to be fixed. Or, you know, and unfortunately, that's what the gay families ended up being. Is just the bigger the family, the better the name.
Sorry for this part interlude.
Sorry. We're gonna pause this.
No, you gotta pause it. See what it is. Ooh.
How about this? Alti Shay, you come here.
Ah.
Dante, you stay.
Ah.
No, seriously.
Nah.
For a reason.
Oh,
What was the reason?
what is the reason?
What was the reason?
Sorry about that. We just had a small interlude.
Inside joke.
Well, that was our topics for today. We're going to touch basics on our next segment. We're going to talk about mental health in the gay community because I think that is a topic that we need to discuss on, and we need to continue to
Prevention of HIV. is very important
prevention
as well.
of HIV too.
And STDs, not just HIV.
And be an activist, be a voice. I want to be a voice for mental illness in this LGBT community. I want to be a voice. I really want to be a voice. So if I got to start somewhere small, little, to fight for
You only
the mental
need one
illness,
ear to listen.
this illness, and we just push forth and get through, we can make it.
Yes.
We can make it.
And honestly, don't be afraid to talk about. It's not something that you should feel ashamed of, because honestly, a good 75% of the community is diagnosed with something.
Yeah,
Something.
we are. And you got the ones that play crazy, but it is
Yeah,
crazy.
you know,
The ones that hit you and wait till the police get there, them the ones
those
you
are
should
really
run.
crazy.
Yeah, you run from them. You don't sit there.
The
you go
friendly
run, you
ones,
run.
they're okay. Just don't test them.
Well, that's us. So, see ya.
Ole,
And we
ole,
is-
ole.
Ole, ole, ole. And
And then
then some.